Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining today. Today is a very, very special day for the Munich Bootcamp, a very special day for the guys attending. Not only is it a sunny day, not only is it a warm day, so the best time to, have a small little party afterwards. It's also the first time we can all be together in a room again, specifically considering the COVID-19 situation. I know it's been a difficult time for many, many people. I know many people had a little bit of concerns for jobs. Many people were thinking about where their education is taking them for the next, months or even year. But we had 14 people who, you must agree, are kind of rebellious in that regard. They decided to fully commit. They decided to fully go into a coding bootcamp, learn to code, pick up a skill that's going to be reliable, that's going to be available years from now on. And they've put all the energy, all the work they had in here, 9 weeks, every day coding from morning till evening. And of course, the creme de la creme, at the end of the weeks, last 2 weeks, they built their own products, which we're here to present. Today we're going to learn a little bit about what Le Wagon is. I know not everyone is very familiar with the concept. Also, welcome to our online guests. Afterwards, we're going to have a nice little introduction by one of our Brussels teachers who came in to teach in the last 2 days, who assisted our gang over here. And afterwards, of course, the jewel of the evening, we're going to have our presentations and see what you are able to build within 2 weeks. So thank you very much for coming. Le Wagon, change your life, learn to code. It sounds like an interesting motto, but it is a reality for many of us who've done the bootcamp before. I think many of the students will agree now. You're learning a very, very fundamental skill. We're a 9-week coding bootcamp. But yeah, maybe some of you have been in a position where you were wondering about your own tech skills. Maybe you were wondering something like, I'm very, very frustrated. I am not really sure how to work with my technical team. I'm not really sure how to build my own product. I have this €1 million idea, which by the way, 14 people had. Or, you're in a management position and you have difficulties with communicating with your tech team, which is also the reality for some of our students. To put it short, you have no idea what you're doing. This is something that many of us experienced in the beginning, but this is where we came in to help out. We bring technical skills to creative people. And this is the reality. In this batch, we had so many different personalities. We had everything from cooks to business owners. We had everything from locals to expats, many, many different nationalities. Simply put, many people from all walks of life joined to learn to code over here. What do many of the people do afterwards? Of course, they're getting tech skills, but many move on to become maybe developers. A part of the students become freelancers. They live their life. They go into a different country. That's where the name Le Wagon comes from. Or they join their tech teams to support wherever they can, either by, running their own company or becoming a better manager. This is a full-time bootcamp. What do you think when you think of a bootcamp? You think of hard, you think of intense. It is. We're having a new concept almost every week. It's 450 hours of code, which means you're almost 10 hours a day coding. I think the majority of that time happens, especially in the project weeks. So if anyone came home, if your loved ones came home during the project weeks, we're very, very sorry. They were working very hard and created some very nice looking products. The way our product or the way our bootcamp is structured is we have a phase 0, which starts with an interview. We first look for a fit. We first find out who the people are who are going to join. And then we give them a little bit of prep work, right? We get them running. This includes video materials. This includes coding challenges that they can pick up. It's roughly 40 to 50 hours. And it gave everyone a little bit of a taste on how to start the bootcamp. Then phase 1, the foundation, which is probably one of the most painful ones, is the first 3.5 weeks. I know this is the time when students come to me and ask, is it normal that I'm dreaming about code? Did it happen to any one of you guys? Please raise your hand. Yeah, all right, so we can see quite a few hands on that one. And afterwards, we move into the web dev part, right? So after you build a foundation, after you have the engine of running a web application, we learn how to design it. This is where a few of the people will shine as well. This is what you will see today. So of course, pay extra attention to what the applications look like. A lot of love was put in there. And then the phase 3, which is the most exciting for many, and also the reason we are here is the project weeks, right? People built Airbnb in 5 days to, get a first glimpse into working with a tech team. And afterwards, they built their own product, which they pitched throughout the bootcamps, and we're here to see today. Yeah, currently on SwitchUp, we're rated the #1 bootcamp in the world. We are in over 40 cities now, and 8,000 alumni, which is great. Munich was actually part of the 8,000 mark over here. Also, we have many hiring partners, which we share. Also growing in Munich now. Of course, here you can see a few of the Berliners joining us. So feel free, of course, for the students, of course, for people who work with these partners, to find out and get a glimpse into what the Le Wagon experience was like. And we had over 100 startups since the beginning, end of 2013, with over 55 million euros raised so far. Maybe one of you guys will start running their own product as well. Right now, we're in over 40 cities, 8,000 alumni, of which we are going to meet one in a minute. And of course, the one thing that stays the most, I mean, the reason we're all here today, the reason we're all having fun today is the community. There's something magic about being in the room with this many other people, with this many different personalities and working together. I'm very certain some of you have found very, very good friends. We will meet one of the groups a little bit later. Yeah, this being said, the next bootcamp is starting on the 5th of October. Please feel free to sign up. Please feel free to meet us and enjoy the rest of the evening. We have one teacher, we have one alumni who would like to share his story, who we are very happy to welcome over here. Tarig. Tarig came from Brussels to teach and support our students in the last week. Please welcome him on stage.
Hello, thank you everyone. Thank you for having me, Guillaume. Actually, it was a tremendous pleasure to teach you peeps, and a crazy experience. To talk a bit about me, what happened is that after my studies, I studied business basically, and right after the studies, I wanted to be really involved into technology. We live in an amazing era where technology now is helping people on a regular basis. And being able to understand it is super important, and being able to use it and build something with it is also something that is, to me, in my DNA. I'm a real problem solver at the basic. So I decided to partner with a friend and start a project that was linked to the use of artificial intelligence and all that stuff, and to help companies do something useful. It lasted a year when he decided to actually get a real job, because that was not real to him. And I was left without any developer, right? I had a couple of options at the time. The first one was, okay, maybe I can find someone else to work with me, right? But that also implies that if that someone else leaves, I'm again in that same situation. That's when I heard of Le Wagon, right? 9 weeks of intense learning, and you end up being able to build something. I was super curious, and indeed, and you know it, I mean, it was an amazing and very intense experience where you end up being able to build whatever you want to build. And since then, I am TAing for Le Wagon, teaching, which is amazing because you get to dive into other and plenty of super interesting minds. And you keep on learning, being surrounded with amazing people, like teachers at Le Wagon are super cool and super talented. And at the same time, I am working on that project. It's a project that aims at helping sales agents being better, listening at the conversations they have over the phone, and then just transcribing the calls and computing a couple of KPIs to help them being coached on a regular basis rather than being coached the way they are right now. So a virtual sales coach that I am able to build just with what I learned at Le Wagon. So be confident in what you can do, and do not hesitate to face any challenge you will be facing like in the coming future. I would like also to congratulate you all and to thank the Munich team, because it was super hard and you went through it very bravely. So be proud of yourself and do not hesitate to reach out to any member of the community because now you're part of it too. And all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarig. Thank you, Tarig, for telling us more about your experience. We mentioned the aspect of jobs. We mentioned the aspect of COVID-19. And the reality is that as a working professional, I think many of us have had this situation where we felt a little bit lost. We felt a little bit clueless. We felt like we don't have that one person we can go to, this one person that, you know, we can ask for business advice. In fact, we're losing our mentors. We don't have mentors that much anymore. But one of our groups, one group of quite a few friends, they are now, came up with a very, very creative solution, with a very nice solution to cater to a group of very, very special people and helping them meet their future mentors. For this reason, I'd like to welcome FemNet on stage. Louisa, Melanie, please, the stage is yours.
All right. So I want you to take a moment and think about a time in your life when you were about to complete a chapter, like graduating from school, obtaining your bachelor or master's degree, changing your profession. And more specifically, I want you to think about the questions that occupied your minds. What do I want to do in 5 years? Who do I want to be in 5 years? What are my goals? How can I best reach them? So now I want you to raise your hands if those kind of questions sound familiar to you. Yeah, all right. So I guess you all understand the situation that I was in when I was 22. I had almost obtained my bachelor. And those kind of questions about my future were just occupying my mind like all the time. And now I want you to raise your hand if you would have loved to talk to somebody who had already have like professional experience, who was trained, who could just give you some neutral advice in that kind of situation. Yeah, all right. So for me, it was pretty clear too that I would need somebody like that to help me answer those kind of questions. And that was when my good friend Carla told me about FemNet, a website for empowering women where women can, from the age of 16, can find a mentor, can get support for their current situation. And I was really fascinated by the idea. I loved the concept. So like 6 months ago, I signed up and I just answered 3 simple questions in the process. Basically just who am I, where do I come from, where do I want to go, and like what am I expecting from FemNet. So I talked to 2 mentors and I decided to do a gap year where I learned a new language, where I did an internship and also did a workshop on new leadership. Now, I'm once again in the need of a mentor. But the thing is, my profile is now not up to date anymore, and I want to be interesting for the mentors. I want them to see what I did in my gap year. So I have to update my CV, and I also want to add new leadership, since I did the workshop on this topic, to my interests, because it's really important for me that mentors can see this. And like I said, I'm once again in the need of a mentor, because one thing that I was also advised to do during my gap year was to acquire some technical skills. And Le Wagon was recommended to me, but the problem is, like, I don't really know anything about web development. So I want to look for a mentor now that works in web development. And I mean, it would be a pretty great bonus if she would also be interested in new leadership, because then I could like just keep in touch with the topic. And I think that would just be really great for me. So I think that Lola, she looks super sympathetic and really nice. And I love that she is located in Cologne because there my good friend Melanie lives and I haven't seen her in like forever. So I really like that. But, you know, for me, it's also important to read what she wrote about herself, to read her answers to the 3 questions. And just read more about her. And I think that she is a really good fit. I love that she's so interested in new leadership. I love that she's working as a web developer. And I want to create a request to, you know, start chatting, to get in touch. And one thing that I also really love about FemNet is that me, for example, I'm still chatting with my old mentors. Like I'm still in contact with my first mentor and we're just keeping each other up to date. And she's asking me constantly, where are you at now? What are you doing? What are your plans? And we're still talking. And I mean, that's great because you never lose, you know, like the touch. And I see that Lola, like, she was super quick and she answered my request, which is like, for me, like, I think I made the right choice here. So I'm gonna start a chat with her because like the concept of FemNet is that the mentees have to like write the mentor first, with which I really like because, you know, that just gives me the initiative to like introduce me directly, to tell her, hey, what am I expecting from you? Can we talk? And I think that's a really nice concept. I hope that Lola will be able to help me with my decision regarding Les Wagons. And I also hope that she can give me some great advice. And like speaking about advice, I have one for you and for every woman. Just sign up to FemNet because you will meet so many inspiring women and you will get help and support in any kind of situation that you're in. And I mean, it's basically like Oprah said, a mentor is somebody who allows you to see the hope inside yourself. And thank you for your attention. I want to use this opportunity to thank my team, I think, and like everybody involved. I think we all did like a really amazing job over the last 9 weeks and especially in the last 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here today. Thank you.
What a pitch, what a group. Thank you, guys. Now, I know Munich is one of these cities with the most expats, and I'd like to raise your hand if you've ever been an expat yourself, or if you are an expat. All right, we're seeing quite a few hands here. What's the most difficult aspect of it? What's the most difficult part? Anyone in the crowd? Meet people outside of work, meeting friends, right? Getting rooted, finding your new space to live in. But one group came in together to tackle the problem, to find a nice and elegant solution where people can meet people, share their interests, and get to know one another. And for that reason, I'd love to welcome the CIRCL team. Paul and Vincent, please come up on stage.
So, hello, I would like to present to you the website we built in the last 2 weeks called CIRCL. But at first, I have a quick question to everybody here. And the question is anybody here who has ever had a Friday evening where there was nothing to do and where you just have been at home being bored, even though you would have loved to do something outside? Okay, this is quite an extroverted crowd here. That's great. This is actually a problem that is growing. And it's actually growing in one group of the population much more, and that is young professionals working in other countries. For example, one of these people is Mike. Mike is born in Stockholm. He's 25 years old, and he worked his last 3 years at IKEA in Sweden. And he loves it there, but one day, a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, his boss asked him, hey, would you like to have a project in Munich? And he immediately accepted because it's a great chance for him to do something else, to get new experience, to meet new people. And one thing that got into his mind after a few days here already is that he felt extremely isolated. It's really hard for him to meet new people. The people at work are a bit older than him, so it's not easy for that. So one day, a friend of him recommends him this website called CIRCL.com. And what CIRCL is supposed to do is help people to get in touch with like-minded people all over the world. It takes people who are young professionals and connects them to each other by events. And as Mike scrolls down here, he sees the numbers are promising and also the reviews seem fine as well. So he would love to give it a go and just search for events in his location, which is Munich, of course. And Mike seems to be lucky because there are 8 events for him in Munich. He can see the location. And one thing Mike always loved to do back in Stockholm, that was playing table tennis. He's actually really good at it. And he's lucky again because there's actually a table tennis tournament being hosted in Munich on Monday. So also the host seems to be nice. He's the first person to attend, but that's no problem at all. Description seems also nice. He still has one question, and that is if he should bring his own bed. He has an awesome bed at home, but if there are enough beds, then there's no use of getting it and bringing it here. So asking a quick question is super easy on CIRCL. Even though there's still this question, he's sure he wants to join and just ask the host if it's okay. But apart from that, that's on Monday on 12 a.m. What else is there to do for Mike? He's also really into German culture. So it's also super easy for him to just filter that kind of activity out. And for example, Wednesday or Tuesday, something like that would fit into his schedule. And what do you see there? It's swimming at Starnberger See. That's a bit culture in Munich. That's great. So let's join that as well. To get a big overview of his asking to join on his events, so he can add it to his calendar, it's super easy also to see your overall requests at your overall attendance at events you're attending. He's now attending 2 events on Monday and yeah, on Monday now, okay. But it would also be awesome to have one on Wednesday or on Tuesday. So let's host an event. What Mike loves to do, or would always have loved to do, is going to a German beer garden. So why not let's have lunch at a beer garden in the Augustinerstraße, München. He's heard a lot about the Weißwurstfrühstück, and he thinks it sounds awesome, but he hasn't had the chance yet to go there with people. The 25th sounds nice at 1 o'clock, or yeah, 2 o'clock sounds nice. 3 o'clock, okay. And the cultures here, or not the tags here, are food and culture. A quick description could be something like, yeah, who wants to join me having lunch at beer garden? So as you can see now, Mike now has 3 events planned in the next week, which is awesome. So he's no longer he will be isolated, or no longer he will have to be at home watching Netflix. Now he can actually go out and experience the culture of Munich. And thanks to CIRCL, he now has a circle. And here I would really like to thank my team, thank Les Wagons, Philippe, Peter, and Paul. It was awesome for the last 2 weeks and 9 weeks. Thank you very much.
What a product. I think my next weekend is saved, and I think all my weekends from now on are going to be saved. But leading up to a more important topic is the reason why we're able to enjoy these activities is we're in good health, we're able to go out, partying, maybe not during COVID-19 times, but usually. And mental health and health are still taboos that need to be tackled. One of the group found a solution to help one of their friends in need, and have a good solution to help the people who need to be heard, who need to share with others. For this reason, please welcome Help to Help. Please welcome Tung and Nicolo on stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex, and since 4 years my life changed. I've been practicing sports and being fit for most of the time, but since 4 years I got a bad news from the doctor. I was going to the hospital to donate my blood, and after a few hours I got a phone call and some values were too high. The doctor called me in, we talked, and he told me I was diagnosticated with ALS. ALS is a condition that kills my brain cells, and I cannot move my muscles anymore so good. That's why since then I was stopping to do sport, and I had to start taking medication every day, probably for the rest of my life. I got into blogs, I got into forums, I tried to talk with people, and most of the time I was alone. I had to go to psychiatrists to get support, but all of my friends, I was scared to tell them, I was shy, I didn't want anything to change in our relationship. And since then, I'm always sad and alone, and I cannot open with much people because they don't know what it's like to live with this monster. A couple of months ago, my doctor told me a new app was created. It's called Help to Help. This is a social network for people which carry a condition where you can be open and share your thoughts with everybody. And since then, my life really changed. I'm really happy that I discovered this platform. I'm always looking for new friends. And actually last night I had a very bad crisis. That's why I want to text with my friend, with my good new friend, Franco. He's always supportive. I will ask him if he has time tonight for a phone call. I really hope he's free. But also in Help to Help, I like to help new users. I'm always trying to find new people which needs help and support them during this hard time they have. I was looking today and I found that Manuel is actually a new user, but he's quite active already. He already posts some stories. And I'm really happy that I can send him a friend request. And I hope he's happy to share some thoughts with me. Since Help to Help is such a good community, I also like to check posts from friends all the time, what they share from the day, what are their thoughts. And normally, it's a very active community. That's why every night after work, I spend time reading about it. And I always give some like and always some support to them. Now that I send a friend request, I would like to see if you accept me already. I'm really happy to find new friends all the time. And it did, indeed. I'm super glad I found this app. It really is changing my life. And I'm really happy that more and more people get on the platform and share openly without any fear how is their day and how they feel about it. Help to Help is really a revolution for me. All this was happening during the bootcamp, and I'm really happy of the team I work with is Tank and Andreas. I couldn't wish any better. Guys, thank you so much. And
Thank you guys for the good work. Thank you guys for the important work. Now to a little bit of a more light-hearted topic. Do we have any home cooks in here? Please raise your hands. Okay, there's a few hands. There's a few hands up there. Who would say they're a good cook? Okay, it's almost the same amount of hands, or a lot of confidence in the room. Really, really nice to have. Yesterday I was in the subway and I read the news, and I read that dumpster diving is not allowed anymore. So dumpster diving is when supermarkets throw away a lot of food, obviously. You think to yourself, well, there's a lot to get, but it's not allowed anymore. And one of our groups thought, wait a minute, there should be an elegant solution to this, right? There should be a solution where I, as a home cook, I, as a chef almost, can find and source local ingredients and use these for my recipes. And the group that worked on this is the Cook Clever team. For this reason, I would like to welcome Luisa. I would like to welcome Fabian on stage. Right now, we're just loading the page, so please give us another 30 seconds and we'll have it fixed. Yeah, I mean, now that we have a little bit of time to spend, I know, Philip, you're a cook. What is your favorite dish to cook? Italian noodle salad. What's the most difficult dish to cook?
Good question. No, that's not difficult. Last time Parmigiana di Melanzane, and it took me like 4 hours.
Parmigiana Melanzane for 4 hours. Did it taste good at least? It was amazing. All right. All right. Hard work paid off. A little bit similar to the bootcamp, I guess. Yeah. I mean, we're waiting for the product a little bit longer. We're having a small technical issue, but maybe the guys in our virtual chat, maybe the guys attending remotely, they can share their favorite recipe. They can share what their hardest recipe is, but that they're actually good in. And for the rest, we'll wait another few seconds.
Do you like to cook? Yeah.
I like to cook. I was asked if I like to cook. I like to cook. Actually, my girlfriend is here today as well. She can confirm. She's not going to confirm I'm a good cook, but I'm pretty enthusiastic about it. So I think that's the most important part. So we'll wait for Cook Clever to join us on stage for another a minute or so. Please stand by. Guys in the chat. Oh yeah, I can already see a steak and ale pie from Britain. Sent by my manager, Rich from Berlin, by the way. Rich, do you make a good steak and pie?
I'll let you know next week.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, a shepherd's pie. All right, yeah, we got Brian over here. Sounds British as well. So we got a lot of pies in the room. We got a little bit of Italian food. We have an Italian chef in here cooked for us during the boot camp. Yeah, let's wait it out. Sorry for the small technical issue, but it's getting fixed right now, and then you'll see an amazing product that is going to add a lot of value to today's markets. Amazing. So please welcome Luisa, please welcome Fabian on stage.
What a start, but whatever, we'll just keep going. So hello, my name is Lotta, and tonight it's my turn to cook for my boyfriend and myself. And as always, I'm completely out of ideas. I'm not inspired by anything anymore. But luckily, I have a good friend, Philip, who developed this great app he introduced to me lately called Cook Clever. And I can tell you, Cook Clever solves all of the problems I have, at least regarding cooking. So what Cook Clever does is it allows me to be inspired by so many great recipes. And by doing so, I can also be really sustainable and eco-friendly, because the special thing about Cook Clever is that all the recipes they suggest to me, they are generated by ingredients that supermarkets would throw away otherwise. So let me show you how it works. It's super simple. I'm only a few clicks away from my dinner tonight. I just go to the platform, I enter my location and start looking for the recipes around me. I even watched the video at the bottom of the page, which taught me a lot about food waste. So now I know that you have to be really conscious about it, and it motivates me even more to use this great application. So let's look for something in Amsterdam, which is where I'm studying, and let's see what Amsterdam has to offer. Great, so I'm really in need of some inspiration, and it seems like there's plenty here. I live near the Rijksmuseum, and there's a supermarket close by. Let me check what they have. I think I'm not so much into that, but maybe there's something else I would love. I think the chicken tikka masala sounds great because I visited India last year, so it reminds me of that. And I will add it to my cart. Now, because I'm super hungry, I also want to have a look on what they have to offer for dessert. I think this vegan pumpkin pie buttercups, they sound great. So I want to try those as well. So that's how simple it is. I've already have added 2 recipes. Now I'll go to my cart. And because I'm cooking for 2, I need the masala 2 times. And I can even edit the ingredients because obviously I don't want to buy anything I don't need. I definitely don't need salt. Everybody has that at home. So now I want to choose my pickup slot. Obviously 12 has already passed, so I will pick it up when I go home from work tonight. Now I have to enter my credentials, which is top secret, so please don't write anything down. I'm almost there. And now I want to purchase this. And amazing, I have saved indeed 30 ingredients from being thrown away, which is super awesome. So it's so sustainable, so easy, so cheap, and super fast. I can, of course, I will get a confirmation email, which I can show to the supermarket, grab my bag, head home, and enjoy a lovely dinner tonight. Thank you all for listening. Thank you to Fabian and Philip to being the most amazing team I could have wished for. It's an honor to end this night of pitches. Thank you so much also to the teachers and Dion. Thank you for being here and having us.
Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the awesome presentations. Before we hand out the official certificates, I'd like to mention that the students are a big part of the Le Wagon experience, but also 2 people that were very, very important in the last weeks were Tarig and Zach, which I would love to have a roaring applause for. Guys, come to the stage. Come here. Come to the stage, yeah. Come here, just do a little ball thing. Guys, a little louder. Thank you very much. Let's do one little applause. Thank you very much. And guys, we'd like to hand out the certificates. I'd like to hear a roaring applause for your co-students, Lewagoners. Please come on stage, Louisa. Please come on stage, Melanie. Please come on stage, Carla. And of course, Vincent, the man holding the front here. Warm applause for you guys. How much it is? Is euer Applaus? Is euer Applaus? Very well done. And welcome on stage, Cook Clever. Philip, Fabian, Luisa, please come on stage. Ladies first, please. Warm applause. Great product, guys, great product. The next people on stage, please welcome again CIRCL, Peter, well done work, Vincent, Paul as a co-navigator, and of course, Felipe, come on stage, earn your applause. This is super well done. This is yours. This is your applause, guys. Very, very well done. Very, very well done. And of course, the last group to join us again, Help to Help, please come on stage. Nicolo, Tung, Andreas, you earned this applause. This is yours. And Andreas. Congratulations to all the groups. It is an amazing day. It's an amazing day for you to finish the coding bootcamp. We have a good weather right now. It's a sad day because all of you will be leaving. I think for many of you, the bootcamp felt super slow and super fast at many times as well. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for making the Munich bootcamp what it is. Later, we are going to join the pool. We're going to have a little bit of food. At this point, I'd like to thank our online guests who joined us today as well. One last applause for the Wagoners, please. Thank you very much. Guys, over with the formalities. Please grab a drink. Please grab some food. And to our online guests, I say thank you for joining. See you next time. Let's have the after party of the demo day. Congrats one more time.